Here are the top 10 things that women do that uphold patriarchy. Number 1, we make excuses for men. Oh, he wasn't being disrespectful. He's just tired because he had a really long day at work. Oh, well, he cheated on me. I really haven't been taking care of myself a lot lately. When it comes to men, we need to accept the truth, because letting them off the hook by making excuses for them is what keeps allowing these men to be delusional and think there's no issue with their ignorant ass behavior. Number 2, mothering men. Now, it's a totally different story if y'all do this mutually, but if it's just one-sided and you're preparing his lunches for him, you're folding his socks and folding his underwear and rubbing his back before he falls asleep. You didn't get married, you simply adopted a son. Ew. Gotta remember his mom's birthday because he doesn't remember his own mom's birthday, and then you gotta rush around town and get his mom a gift, and then you gotta call her on his behalf and wish her happy birthday and take her out to lunch. His personal alarm clock because you gotta wake him up for work or he's gonna sleep in. Whenever he buys you a little raggedy ass stupid gift, you have to be like, oh my goodness, wow, look at that, even though you fucking hate it. This is what makes men think that they should and deserve to be coddled. Grown ass men. Number 3, being financially dependent on a man. I know a lot of y'all hate when I talk about this, but oh my gosh, I don't know how many examples of women who are knocked down to zero after being financially dependent on men that they thought they could love, that they thought they could trust, or something happens and now they're in a horrible situation. Back in 2008, when I left my abusive ex-husband, let me tell you, it is no fun working at a clothing store with a bunch of high school students making $9 an hour because you can't get anything else because you don't have any work experience after staying home for, I think it was 2 years for me, but apparently that was enough for people to not want to hire me because I had been out of work for that long, that short amount of time, just 2 years. Number 4, being impatient. My God, you just met a guy last week and you're already imagining what your first name will sound like with his last name. You're already Pinterest boarding what your wedding is going to look like. Then when you get with a man who's also rushing because he's love bombing you, it's a recipe for fucking disaster. Even if they're not love bombing you, I find it questionable to rush into a relationship, to rush into getting married, to rush into moving in together. It's so weird to me because at the beginning, you are simply infatuated with this person. They are mysterious because you don't know anything about them. They're cute, so you're attracted to them. But you don't know if they're a psycho killer. If y'all are meant to be, you're still going to be meant to be a year from now where you take your time getting to know this person. I get that your great grandma met your great grandpa and they got married after 24 hours and they were married for 50 years, but it was different back then. The life expectancy was not what it is now. A lot of families could not afford to take care of all their children, so they had to marry them off, and the expectation was that at a certain age a woman would be married or people would start to question her. There was religious pressure. There was no sex before marriage. So if you had that desire, it was frowned upon to get it on in the back seat. You had to marry the motherfucker. A lot of women, your great-great-grandmother stayed married for 50 years because there was no other option. And she just kind of settled into familiarity at that point. So she wasn't going to leave them. There is no reason to rush anymore. Number 5, losing your identity. You're no longer Sarah. You are now John's girlfriend. You are now John's wife. His job title, wife. You don't do anything that you used to do. You've given up your job. You've given up your hobbies. You've even given up on yourself. You've given up on working out like you used to. You don't do anything other than lay up under him all day and do whatever it is that he wants to do while he continues to hang out with his friends, while he continues to do his hobbies, while he continues to do whatever he wants to do. Then at the end of the relationship, when you're crying, screaming, sliding down the bathroom wall saying, I did everything for you, he's looking at you like, I didn't ask you to do that. Number 6, ditching your friends. I have been the victim of the type of friend who would only hang around you when she wanted to go out and make her boyfriend jealous because they got into an argument. going out with your friend and she leaves you by yourself so she can go off and flirt with this guy. If you are lucky enough to have really good friends, your friends are going to hold a mirror to your face. Your friends are going to hold you accountable. Your friends are going to tell you the truth. And sometimes they're going to tell you things that you don't want to hear. And unfortunately, a lot of men know this, so they will also try to isolate you from your friends. Then when y'all get divorced, and then when y'all break up, and then when the shit's hit the fan, you are reaching out to all your old friends again, and they've kind of grown out of you. I mean, if you're really lucky, they'll understand. But some people are like, no, especially if you've done it repeatedly, some people are just like, no, I'm not falling for that again. If you are lucky to have a village, you need to keep it. Number 7, spoiling your sons, but your daughters have to do everything for them. Being strict on your daughters, but coddling your sons. I can proudly hand over heart say that both of my kids are spoiled. I can also proudly say that from time to time, both my kids get on my ever-loving nerves. And I'm actually a lot harder on my son because I don't want him to get with somebody's daughter and treat her like she is his personal fucking secretary and supposed to do every goddamn thing for him. Number 8, romanticizing bad relationships. Y'all argue and fight 90% of the time, but just because y'all had a good day on Valentine's Day, you think that y'all are soulmates. You slept with your sister and kicked your mom in the face, but he's nice to me today. I mean, he's just so sweet. We have so much history together. Or my personal favorite, the women who want a relationship like Harley Quinn and the Joker. Are you fucking mad? No, he's not possessive and controlling because he's super protective and loves you and just wants to look out for you. He's a fucking abuser. No, it's not cute that he's jealous and calls you every minute when you go out with your friends. He's insecure and he is controlling. No, he's not a nice person once you get to know him. He's actually just a horrible person, and you're doing number 1, which is making excuses for him. Number 9, thinking that if you love them enough or if you reach a certain milestone in your relationship that they'll treat you better and change. Not only have I made the other mistakes on this list, but I uber made this mistake. When I met my abusive ex-husband, I thought, well, maybe once we move in together, he'll be more respectful. Maybe once we have our kid, he'll be a more responsible father and a family man. Maybe once we get married, he will respect me. Maybe once this, maybe once that. And things did change, but not for the better. Think about how hard it is for you to change certain habits that you have. You want to go on a diet, and then by the next week, you're back to your old eating habits again, things like that. So it's even harder for somebody to change who they are as a person and who they've been as a person for their whole entire lives. They have to want to change on their own. They have to be willing to do the work. They have to be willing to admit that they're wrong, go to therapy. You simply loving them, moving in together, marrying them, having kids, making more money is not going to change anything. They will change, but again, not for the better. Number 10, and the last one, relying on friends and family to fill in the gaps where your man is not doing what he's supposed to be doing. You're asking your friends and family for money because he is a bum. You're asking your friends and family to watch your children because you can't even leave the house to go check the mailbox before he's bitching and complaining about, why are you leaving the kids with me again? His kids! You're asking your bestie to come over and help you hang pictures on the wall because you're tired of nagging your husband to do it because he keeps on ignoring you. Asking your sister to come over and care for you while you're sick because he'd rather be in the basement playing video games all day. Now, there might be times in your life where something happens and you need the support of all those people who are closest to you. But if you find that 90% of the time you are leaning on your friends and family to come through for you because your partner wants, that is a huge problem. Because what is he there for? What is his role? How is he enriching your life? How is he bringing positivity in your life? If you're leaning on everybody else except for him because you can't lean on him, you may as well just be by yourself. I mean, you already are, basically. Anyway, that is my list of the top 10 things women do to uphold patriarchy. Let me know if you enjoyed it. Bye.